My name is Mike Urban. I'm an associate professor in the geography department here at the University of Missouri, and I had a Fulbright to China in 2006 and 2007 in the city of Shenyang. Primarily, my responsibilities were to teach a number of classes at Northeastern University in Shenyang, Dongbei Dashui. And really, one of the reasons why I wanted to go over there was to expand my research base, expand my research connections within the country of China. My family accompanied me. It was my wife and my 3-year-old daughter at the time. She turned 4 while we were there. And it was great because it was like having a support network in a very unusual circumstance. We had an apartment in Shenyang. It was right on campus. Everything was within walking distance or biking distance. So one of the first things that we did when we arrived in Shenyang was we bought some bikes. Everything was very, very close. Getting around was super easy. We didn't have a car the entire time, but we didn't need one. We used taxis if we needed to go anywhere that was farther away than a bike ride. My daughter, we put her in a kindergarten as soon as we arrived, which gave her the opportunity to interact with kids her age and gave her the opportunity to learn Chinese because no one in the school that she was at spoke any English. My wife actually telecommuted to Colombia from Shenyang, which worked out wonderfully, except for a 2-week period where the main internet connection went down because of an earthquake. Other big challenges was that I was going to be gone for a year, but I wanted to make sure that the department was not going to be burdened by my being gone. So I actually applied for development leave with the idea that the development leave could help to fund courses, the courses that would be then still taught in my absence that I would normally teach. I really went to China knowing very little Chinese, and most of my experiences, most of my interactions with both my colleagues and students, they wanted to practice their English, and they thought that was one of the benefits of having an American scholar go over there and teach them. One of the things that I didn't really understand initially was that their mastery of written English was very different from their mastery of verbal English. I found out a little bit later on that some of the students were translating the readings word for word from English into Chinese characters. They would translate every word and then they would go back and try and make sense out of it. One of the main differences between living in China for a year and living here in Colombia was that we ate better. The holiday schedule in China was very interesting because you never knew when a holiday was coming up. And one of the interesting things was if there was a holiday where you would have a day off, they would tack that day on to the weekend, or they would double up. So you would never really get a day off. They just extended it into the weekend. The university administration and many of the faculty there held a banquet in our honor to welcome us to the university and to Shenyang. And one of the surprises that we had was that everybody was sort of expected to sing a song. And so if you're going to China, be prepared to sing a song. And huge opportunities that Fulbright affords. And it really goes to the core purpose of the Fulbright experience, which is not just a superficial understanding of another group of people, but really much more in-depth understanding of where people are coming from, how they think, and how we are interacting together. And the only way to really get that is through immersion and living in a place for an extended period of time. And that's what Fulbright does. The Fulbright program allowed me to travel to different cities around the country and give talks. So I gave 25 different research talks to universities around China. And it was great because I not only got to experience living in Shenyang, and it exposed me to a great deal of breadth of both Chinese universities and also departments within those Chinese universities. The advice that I would give to other faculty applying for or thinking about applying for a Fulbright is do it. There's always going to be logistical difficulties. There's never a really good time or perfect time to do it as far as your research program is concerned, as far as your family is concerned, as far as your children and your children's ages are concerned. But really, I think the experience and the benefits that tend to accrue from these kinds of experiences are really invaluable, both from a research perspective, from a personal perspective, from a teaching perspective. And there really is, no perfect time, but any time in that sense is going to be just as good as any other time.